sharing a reading experience of Back in the Day by Michael Powell. I took down some notes and I'm sharing them with you now. I hope you listen and receive something worthwhile from this. Remember, these are just my notes, not necessarily a report of what the book is about, and may not even be the words or thoughts of the author. Rather, these notes are what I gleaned or thought about while reading. These notes are what caught my interest because the ideas expanded my knowledge or made me think, reflect, or ponder in some way. This video might inspire you to read what I did. It's my hope that you will search from the best books and gain information and ideas to help you to become a better person. The more you read, the better you'll think, and the better you think, the more you'll be able to face life's challenges successfully. Here are 21 interesting knowledge items taken from ancient times. Number 1. Warriors used to lubricate sword blades with sheep's wool to preserve them. The lanolin oil from the wool would keep the sword from rusting. Number 2. People used to make mead by taking 1 part by weight of honey and mixing it with 6 1/2 parts by weight of water in a glass or an enameled container, as metal containers spoiled the flavor. They boiled the mixture and then skimmed off all the foam until no more foam appeared. They cooled it off until it was lukewarm and then stirred in brewer's yeast before covering the container and storing it in a cool, dark place. It began to smell, so an uninhabited place was the best. They let it set for 2 weeks. Then, without disturbing the sediment on the bottom, they ladled the liquid into sterilized bottles. They saved the sediment as it was the yeast culture for the next batch. They fed their culture honey every month to keep it alive. They then needed to protect it as wild yeast and bacteria would ruin it. They stored the mead for at least 6 weeks before drinking it. The mead improved over time. Number 3, when roasting chestnuts, get those of a similar size so they cook at the same rate. Avoid the really big ones as they take too long to cook. Wash, then dry them. Pierce each cell to allow the steam to escape. Place them in a single layer in a covered frying pan or old skillet with about 30 holes drilled in the bottom. Make sure that the coals are red hot with no flames. Stir the chestnuts every few minutes. In about 30 minutes, they will be done. If they are done, the outer skin will come off easily and the meat will be golden brown. Number 4, blackberries with thorns on the cane are more acidic than the thornless varieties. Number 5, the smaller varieties of strawberries are sweeter than the larger varieties. Number 6, to pluck a chicken, you should dunk it in boiling water for about 10 seconds to make the plucking easier. The wing and tail feathers are the most difficult to remove. You should always kill the bird before cold weather sets in to avoid the pin feathers, which are hard to remove. You should wear rubber gloves with textured, nubby fingers. Remember that the skin of the chicken helps to hold in moisture while it's cooking. Number 7, seabirds are sensitive to pressure changes. Hence the saying, seabirds, stay out from the land. We won't have good weather while you're on the sand. Just before a storm, horses are likely to run fast. Pigs will gather leaves and straws. Cows will lay down. Crickets sing louder. Spiders come down from their webs. And bees go back into their hives. If a circle forms around the moon, it will rain soon, refers to the halo caused by ice crystals, which form high-level cirrus and cirrostratus clouds that often precede an advancing low-pressure system. Number 8, to spin wool, you must first tease it by pulling it apart until it is fluffy. Next, take hand cards and draw the wool in one direction several times until it is evenly distributed. Then draw it in the opposite direction. Lastly, you can use a hand spindle, which is a short stick with a weight on one end, and twist it a piece at a time into yarn. Number 9. Totem poles use paint made with salmon egg oil mixed with coloring made of things such as ochre, ore, charcoal, algae, clay, and plants. Number 10. Thatched roofs last 60 years but must be pitched at a 45-degree angle to allow proper drainage. Number 11. It doesn't matter when you milk a cow, so long as it is done the same time every 12 hours and involves the same routine. Pick the same side of the cow to milk. Feed the cow while you are milking, or she may kick or withhold her milk. Sit facing the tail with your head resting on her flank. Wash the udder and then position the pail just in front of it. Keep milking until the udder is soft. Number 12. For strong fibers, shear a sheep when the weather turns warm. Set the sheep on its rump between your legs and start shearing, starting with the belly. Tie the wool up in paper and twine loosely. Store it in a cool, dry place. Number 13. Smoke signals are used in China and in the Americas. One puff means attention. Two puffs means all is well. Three puffs means danger or help. Number 14. Maggots secrete enzymes and chemicals that dissolves dead tissue and raises pH. Remove the maggot between 3 to 5 days. The saliva of leeches has curative powers, including anticoagulant, anti-inflammatory, and analgesic benefits. Number 15. Coat of arms meaning. Gold is generosity. Silver or white is peace. Red is fortitude. Blue is truth. Green is hope. Black is grief. Purple is royalty. Orange is ambition. And maroon is patience. An anchor is hope. Antlers are strength. Anvil is honor. Arm is leadership. A bear is strength. Berries are for peace. A board is bravery. A candle is spirituality. Chains are service. Cinquefoils are hope. Crown is royal. Goat is policy. Lamb is gentleness. Lion is courage. Star is divinity. Tiger is fierceness. Trefoil is perpetuity. And hue is death. Number 16. Almond oil is nature's most gentlest moisturizer. Number 17. Never dry leather with strong heat, as it will crack and become brittle. Dry upside down in a well ventilated place using a boot rack. Melt lard and beeswax together in equal proportions and then apply 2 coats to the leather. 18. Hammocks are from the Mayan Indians of Central America. Number 19. A sonnet has 12 to 16 lines, but usually 14. A Petrarchian sonnet has 2 sections. The first section proposes a thought or dilemma and has 8 lines, with the last word of the first line rhyming with the last word of the fourth, fifth, and eighth line. The second, third, sixth, and seventh line have a common rhyme. The second section has 6 lines and resolves the first section and provides a conclusion or climax. The Shakespearean sonnet contains 3 groups of 4 lines each, with each group having its own separate rhyming scheme. Number 20. Gold can be tested by rubbing it against a white surface. Gold leaves a yellow mark while other metals will not. Number 21. Never get silver near rubber in washing, using, or storing it. Rubber contains compounds which corrode and destroys the silver. Always polish silver in straight lines, not circular ones. Buff with the cotton and store in a cool, dry place with a sachet of white chalk to help keep it dry. I wish you the best in your happy readings. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, adios.